get it right here. Come on.
On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
19.
Wilson leaves it for Penny, and he'll get nothing out of that one. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down. In distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Let's go get it right here. Come on. Tight. 380. What's left?
On second down, here's Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former Husky, Marcus Peters. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. After the interception, here's Goff. Rolling to his right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made there by Frank Clark. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing on third. Gone. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
On second down, Wilson. Flush to his right. And he will go down inside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Samson Abukum in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And this is going to be incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taken from just outside the 30. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now Goff on 1st down. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And give him a gain of 37.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On 1st down, it's Gurley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Now Gurley looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
17.
Out of the gun. Gone. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field. And that brings up 4th. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass and you blew coverage on, what'd you say to it?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Mark Barron. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. And the ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. And Zerline's kick is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play action. Now Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Penny, a first down carry. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup. Now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back.
Still got 4 down, 4 down. Still got 4 down, 4 down.
Here's a give to Penny. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right. Because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
95, 95.
Now Wilson on second down, eluding the pressure right. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Goff will lead the Rams up here first and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Returnable for Lockett. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
To throw is Wilson. Looking to throw on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Samson Ebukam in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he hits Jermaine Kearse. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He got 29 yards that time. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. On 1st and 10, Goff. He's going to float this over the middle deep. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the... And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Frank Clark in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long.
12. Go. 20. Hard ball. Go. 76. Tell him. 76. 76.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Michael Brockers with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8.
14.
Wilson now to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got some space here. He got him a big chunk of that yardage back, but even with that effort, it'll still be 3rd and long.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
On 3rd down, Wilson, and that is incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
And Gold is able to put it through. And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is. But how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. The Rams on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Goff. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
14.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Jerry Atauchu brings him down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
This is caught inside the 15. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. Big play. 66 yards. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Rams add on to their lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And this is going to be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Goff on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 29. Goff finding Cooks on a big play. 48 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Starting left here.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. Dances by him. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nazir Jones forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Goff. And that is incomplete. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board.
And now look at him go. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
it's Wilson. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the former Husky, Marcus Peters. And a return will... Interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Again they run with Gurley. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And incomplete here on third down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So make him 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They begin with a run by Penny. They find some open field here. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To throw on 2nd down. Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Samson Abukum. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here we go on 4th with Wilson. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. And predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. On 1st down, it's gone. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Frank Clark in there to get him. And that's sack number 12 for him on the year. On 2nd down, here's Goff. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we're into the 2nd half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Gotta go. Check 50, check 50. 95.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. Been a very strong performance for them really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what we call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now Wilson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Let's go.
7 yards there on the first down screen play. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On 3rd down, Penny. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this side.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Leaves it for Penny. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. A first run for the backup, Abdullah. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Pretty nice move, but not a ton of space there. They stop him shy of the 25. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
carry now for Gurley. And he stopped immediately there. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The Rams on third down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 8.
DC.
Out of the gun. Goff. They got him in. It's Woods. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Throwing now, Goff. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Gone. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Wilson. That's complete right around the 8. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. From the shotgun, Wilson. And oh, it'll be intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for L.A., the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for Seattle, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.